6 months I've been on this dopamine detox, and I can conclude that the only way to win in this competitive time is to reserve your attention for yourself. Everywhere you look, companies and businesses are fighting for your attention because that means profit for them. But you give up your attention so easily for free on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on video games, on porn, on drugs, on all of this stuff. You give your attention for free and you get instant gratification from it. You, right this millisecond, get to have some kind of pleasure, some enjoyment. But all you're doing is stealing happiness from your future self. So tomorrow, after you've just binge ate junk food today, after you've just indulged in the easy dopamines, after you've just spent 6 hours playing video games, tomorrow you hate yourself. Your homework was due and you didn't submit it. Your assignment was due, you didn't submit it. You set some kind of goal to work on your business and you didn't meet the goal because you indulged previously. I've been on this long-term dopamine detox for 6 months. This is the first time in my life that I've actually had some kind of significant improvement in all areas of life. Previously, I did level up my fitness. That is the one thing that I had going for me. That was the one thing I was just able to stay consistent to. But productivity, discipline, never. It was only when I withdrew my attention from everything else and conserved it for myself, I stopped wasting my attention and started investing it. It's only when I started doing this that I started seeing exponential growth. Like, it's actually insane. You can't comprehend how much of a difference it is when at least 95% of your attention is devoted to your own personal growth. All aspects of life skyrocket at incredible levels. It's been 6 months. I'm in the absolute best shape of my life, even though I've been on this fitness grind for so long. It's only during this attention conserving period that my physique has truly leveled up. 6 months, I now have a profitable online business, online income. I've wanted this shit for like 3 years. In just 6 months, I actually finally got it sorted because it takes time. It takes a couple hours a day. No matter what the fuck you're trying to do, it takes a couple hours a day to become successful in anything you're trying. And if you spend a couple hours a day on video games, on social media, on porn, you're not putting that time into yourself. The moment you take away that attention from someone else's company, from someone else's business, and you put it into your own business, you actually start seeing some insane results. And it makes you a little bit annoyed, the fact that you were literally making profit for someone else's business for all of your life, and now you found the secret is reserving your attention, your brain power for yourself, and the dopamine detox is the way to do it. Previously, to promote adherence, I have advised a lot of the people I speak to do kind of like the 80-20 rule. 80% of it should be productive and 20% of it to promote, consistency and the ability to stay on this type of plan. 20% of it should be enjoyment time, relaxing time, unwind time. I still stand by that for most people. But if you're part of literally the people who are dying for improvements, if you can give 100%, you stand out. We live in a very competitive time, and spending 2 hours a day, even though it does promote adherence, spending 2 hours a day enjoying yourself on Netflix and stuff, that is the reason why you haven't hit those goals yet. The moment you take away that time and you go full 100% dopamine detox, yeah, you will slip up. You will slip up many, many times. But if your goal is 100%, then your actual success rate will become about 95. I used to spend about 4 hours a day on YouTube alone. Now it's about half an hour. I used to spend about 3 to 5 hours a day on Netflix and Reddit and Instagram. Now it's 0. I haven't watched one movie, one episode of anything since May of this year. I haven't played 1 second of video games since May of this year. That's the only reason why I'm somewhat successful now, even though I'm not really successful, but at least I have seen some kind of major growth. Your attention is way more valuable than you think. The reason why you think your attention isn't worth so much is because you've been giving it away for free. When you give something away for free, it doesn't seem like it's so valuable, but attention is the most valuable currency, especially in this modern age where platforms like YouTube and TikTok and all this stuff, it's kind of like you don't need to pay with real money anymore. Have you noticed that social media apps like YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat, they're all free? You don't have to pay with money anymore. You pay with your attention. Your attention equals the very small percent chance that you'll buy something from one of the ads that pop up on that platform. Your attention is valuable. If you waste it and you spend it on someone else's business, on someone else's company, you get instant gratification. Congratulations, you are happy right this millisecond, but your future self hates you for it because you're treating him like shit. This is why you don't have self-love, is because you keep prioritizing your current self right now over tomorrow and the week after and the month after. Easy dopamines, that's what we're trying to avoid. Obviously, there's always some annoying guy who's like, oh, but didn't you know that you could get dopamine from just drinking water, so aren't you gonna not stop drinking water? You know, it's kind of like assumed that you understand some common sense. Where we're stopping easy dopamines, which is instant gratification. That's like the things that feel good right now, but they're bad for us long term. Netflix, video games, junk food, whatever. Hard dopamines, let's say. Yeah, hard dopamines and equals delayed gratification. These are things that are hard and uncomfortable for us right now, but they lead to long-term rewards that make your life better in the long run. That's exercise, working hard, learning a skill, eating healthy. If you're putting your attention into the instant gratification, the easy dopamines, all you're getting is that current second of fun. And this is something I have to say to so many people. You are not having that much fun. You're seriously not. You're only there because it's so comfortable. But if someone looked at you from the third person view and saw you whilst you were giving your attention to Netflix, to Instagram, they wouldn't think that you were actually having a lot of fun, because you would be sat there mouth breathing like a zombie, just scrolling. Every 5 pictures you come across like a funny meme, and it's not even that funny that you laugh. It's just slightly funny enough that you breathe out of your nose. So like, that's it. That's how much fun you're having. But it's more comfortable than going outside and exercising. It's more comfortable than frying your brain when you're trying to, do something on your business and you're trying to like go through the technical aspects of making a website. If you're interested in this stuff about attention being a currency and the dopamine detox lifestyle, and not just the 24-hour dopamine detox, but how I've done it, a 6-month long every single day. I'm not taking days off. This is for self-improvement. This is to change your life. If you're interested in this, I did a whole guide on Skillshare. It's like an hour long of content. So if you want to watch that, go to the link in the description right now. Go and watch it. You can sign up for free. You know the deal. Just Skillshare, call to action. Straight away, when I'm saying that call to action and I'm trying to get you to watch my Skillshare, a little bit, I'm almost a bit annoyed at myself, because I'm like, okay, you're trying to help these guys, you're trying to tell them to reserve their attention for themselves, but now you're telling them to put their attention into your stuff. And so this brings us to quite an important point, is where your attention should be going to. What exactly do I mean when I say to reserve your attention for yourself? So the criteria for you to be, accurately reserving your attention in terms of self-improvement would be to put your attention into things that benefit you. So if you think my Skillshare class would benefit you, then that is a pretty good thing to put your attention into. If you think some kind of book, some educational material is going to benefit you, then put your attention into that, because that attention is an investment. This really is delayed gratification. My class is not fun. It's not entertaining. It's probably quite boring, but it's educational. That education is delayed gratification. It's somewhat uncomfortable, not really fun right now, but it might better your life from tomorrow or next week. I was speaking to one of my students a few days ago, and I was trying to wrap my head so I can explain to him the magic of reserving 100% of your attention for yourself. If you've not experienced this, I can't really... I will try to explain it, but there is something amazing about this. I'm not talking about the 80-20 rule. I'm not talking that 80% of your time should be, productive on yourself and 20% should be enjoyable. I only found a significant improvement to my life when I didn't follow the 80-20 in this regard. And I went literally for full 100% on self-improvement. I'm not thinking about anything other than that. Only when I did this did all areas of life level up. It's kind of like, this is a quite a niche example that I don't think many people will be able to relate to, but it's kind of like fasting. Eating less is so much harder than eating nothing. If you know the science behind it with ghrelin, the hormone and all this, you will agree with me. It's actually easier to eat nothing for an entire day, like literally zero, apart from water obviously, than it is to eat 500 or 1,000 calories less than your maintenance level. It's far easier to eat nothing. And what I realized is that really replicates with your attention in terms of instant and delayed gratification. It's far easier and so much more beneficial to put 100% into delayed gratification than it is to be, lenient on yourself and do 80-20. That 20% is how you have those down periods. If you're watching self-improvement videos, you know the up and downs of life. You know that you keep going up and every now and then you just fall down. You have some kind of down period, a rut for days, weeks, months at a time. That is, you didn't plan for that, right? It's common sense. You didn't plan for it. You didn't ask for it. You didn't think, oh, you know what? For the next 3 days, I'm going to binge eat. No. Okay, let's imagine that you were in the gym. You didn't just think, oh, you know what? I'm in the gym right now. I'm not going to train for 3 weeks. You didn't do that. How the down period started was because you actually allowed yourself to enjoy a bit of instant gratification. And instant gratification is extremely hard to control. No one has planned to go on a down period of productivity and discipline. What actually happened was that you felt that you could do those things, like a small amount, not the whole down period, but you could indulge a little bit in junk food, a little bit of Netflix, a little bit of video games. But instant gratification is so hard to control that the moment you actually allowed yourself to do some, you couldn't control it. And so then it happened, then it turned into a whole day of instant gratification. Then it turned into 2 days and 3 days and a week and 2 weeks. And then you're searching for advice online and you're trying to watch videos on how to get out the up and downs of life. No one planned for the whole down period, but the reason why it happened was because people followed the 80-20 rule and they believe that they should be allowed to unwind a little bit. And it's the truth. Obviously, you should be able to, but it's easier to have zero unwind time. Unwind time meaning instant gratification unwind time. Quick note, unwind time, my now unwind time is still like, it's delayed gratification almost. It's instant gratification, but it's like in a good way. It's napping, meditating, reading, journaling. That's like the unwind time that you should be having. When I was talking about unwind time previously, I meant as in normal people's unwind time, which is Netflix, video games, junk food, all this shit. When you have that kind of unwind time, when you allow yourself to have some easy dopamines, you find that you can't even control it. No matter how disciplined you think you are, I bet you'll agree with me, within the last month, you've had those periods where you were doing quite good, you were going up and up and up. You reached the point where you thought, you know what, I'm going to go and watch a movie. I'm going to go play some video games. I'm going to go eat some junk food. And then you fell down. That down period happened because you started putting more of your attention into the things that you were trying to avoid. And so when you keep your attention completely for yourself, you don't even have that 20% of instant gratification of easy dopamines, big things happen. I truly don't think that you'd be able to comprehend how much of a difference it is, because it seems like, okay, in a practical sense, an extra 2 hours of productivity a night, it doesn't really seem, a huge difference. But really, when you literally have almost no instant gratification of the bad dopamines, it's like your life completely changes. To an insane level, your self-improvement gets fast-tracked. It is unbelievable how much progress you make when you have zero to extremely little instant gratification in your life. Every successful man has followed this protocol. Every successful man you can ever think of has reserved their attention. From Marcus Aurelius to Bill Gates, every single person, like these like billionaires and world famous poets and just like big successful people, they weren't spending all day with their attention somewhere else. Their attention was solely on their project, their passion, their purpose. That's the only way to truly like make a living, like a good living in life, to excel the competition is if your attention is completely on yourself. In my Skillshare class, I mentioned how competitive the market is for anything you want to do. No matter what it is you're doing, you are in the competitive market of that area, whether or not you feel like you're competing. If you're a straight man, you're competing against me to get a woman. If you're trying to be a YouTuber, you're competing against me, and you're competing against all the other 5 million small YouTubers. In every type of business you're making, there's competitors. And if you have an extra 1 to 2 hours a day of complete attention to your growth, other people don't have that, because for other people it's just something that they do, one of many things that they do in the day. So here's you putting 100% attention into this, whereas someone else is putting 20% attention into YouTube. They're putting 30% attention into social media, like social media use as in instant gratification, not even business use. That means that you will climb the ranks faster. You will have more time, more effort, more brain power to level up your business. And seriously, I know that pretty much everyone watching this wants to make online income. That's so huge in our younger generation, because we've understood that online income is the path to freedom. If you can make money online, you are like doing very well. And I have done a lot of research, a lot of education, a lot of like trying and testing. I've tried so many different online income methods. I've given them good attention for like a month or so. And I'm telling you right now, whatever one you're trying to do, the market is extremely competitive. Extremely competitive. It doesn't matter which online income method you're thinking of, it's extremely competitive. And I don't believe that anyone can become a success in that area unless it has their full attention. It needs to be like something that you are completely committed to, and you don't put your attention elsewhere. Because when you put your attention elsewhere, your brain power, your efforts, your thoughts, your ideas are going elsewhere. You aren't thinking of life-changing ideas when you're scrolling on Instagram. Seriously, if you're looking for online income, buy my course. If you're trying to make online income, take it from a guy who has fully tried this stuff, who had major depression when he was working a 9-to-5 job. I cried every single day when I was working a full-time job, right? I hated that life. I have put everything into online income. I've tried like 7 different businesses, and now I've got one that is actually like pretty profitable, that I'm so grateful for. And I'm only here today because this has my complete attention, because this is the thing that I wake up and this is the focus. And I don't mean that in like, oh, you know, it's the focus, but then you wake up and you still go on Instagram and you still play video games. There is no video games in my life. There is no Netflix in my life. Instant gratification is so small in my life right now, and that is the only way to become a success in these areas, because it's so competitive. You must understand, if you're trying to be a YouTuber, a drop shipper, or anything, you're trying to write ebooks and make video courses, everyone else is trying to do the same thing, but most of the people are not 100% committed, because they're 10% committed to Instagram, 20% committed to Snapchat. If you're the guy who isn't committed to social media, who isn't playing video games, who isn't watching Netflix and movies and binge eating and taking drugs every day, you will stand out. And straight away then people say, okay, you're putting 100% attention into work, into productivity. That's a sad life, right? I bet you've got depression. But I really don't think so. I think that this is the secret to the cure of depression, is delayed gratification. It's the hard dopamines, the ones that take a while to give you enjoyment. Let's say you've got major depression, right? You are close to suicide right now. The cure to that is to make your life better tomorrow, because your life really can't be much better today. No like wishy-washy bullshit, right? No like the feminine YouTube videos where they say like, oh, you know, forgive yourself and just write this and you'll feel better. The way to cure this type of depression and to get fulfillment in real life and to love yourself is to make your life better tomorrow, and keep on doing that. And then suddenly it is tomorrow, and you've been making your life better tomorrow every day for the last 6 months, and you love yourself now. You fully love yourself. You're so confident in yourself, and you've got so much self-love when you have delayed gratification. If you've been paying attention, the question you should be asking is, okay, well, if I can't really think of something to put my attention into, like I don't really know what business, do you know what I mean? Very, very important. I say this in every video, and I still don't think that anyone has taken my advice, but the first person who takes this advice, I know for a fact that you're going to personally message me and say that it changed your life. Think. That is the secret. Use your time to think. And I don't mean think while scrolling on Instagram. I don't mean think whilst going on your laptop and whilst watching me on YouTube. I literally mean, this is going to be scary for Gen Z, young people like me. Close everything. Close all the screens. Close everything. Literally sit there doing nothing and literally just think. Don't look at a screen. Don't look at your phone. Don't do anything. Maybe have a pen and a piece of paper to write down ideas and just think. The reason why you don't have a business idea right now is because you haven't thought of one. The reason why you feel like you don't have much to do, you don't have some kind of project to work on, is because you haven't thought of one. You've heard in the self-improvement community how important having a purpose is, and you don't have one, and you're quite annoyed that you haven't found one. That is simply because you haven't thought of one, and you haven't thought of one because you're not allowing your brain to think. Your brain can't think when you put attention into something else. To think properly, you sit there and you literally think without anything else. Still to this day, I've said this like in at least probably 10 videos, and to this day I believe that no one has taken this advice, because to young people it's weird as fuck. With young people, like, even dopamine detoxing is weird and quitting social media is weird. To say to them to spend some time doing nothing, to not have anything in front of them, they think, oh, what's the point? Like, they're not going to gain anything from that. I could be like searching on Reddit, and I could be reading for advice. I could be Googling like how to find your purpose. I am telling you right now that the first person who takes this advice, you close everything for, and I mean for literally like an hour that you do this. You close the room, you close your door, you tell your parents to leave me alone for a bit. You sit there and you think. You will find out things about yourself that you just did not even know. Just put it this way. Bill Gates has thinking weeks. Marcus Aurelius was a thinker. Any successful person that you've ever heard of is a thinker. I could guarantee you that any rich, successful, powerful person has thinking time. And the thinking time, let me just stress again, cannot be when you do something else. You feel like you do a lot of thinking, and you do, but that thinking is subpar because you think whilst you watch YouTube videos. So whilst I've been talking and you've still been listening to me, you've been thinking and thinking and thinking and like, oh, you know what, he's right, and I'm going to think of my purpose right now, and I'm going to do this and that. Trust me when I say that those thoughts aren't even 20% as powerful as they would be if you turn this YouTube video off, if you turn YouTube off, of TikTok off, of everything off, no screens, and allows yourself to think. So with that being said, I will let you go. Let me do my quick call to actions. If you liked this video, my style of talking and explaining things, and you want to hear more from a somewhat small, unconventional YouTuber, then turn on the post notifications. You'll get a message when I post, and my posts will only be things that will give you value. So pretty much, if you're subscribed to me, you're roughly into the same things as I am. Self-improvement, becoming the best version of yourself, even though that's so cringy to say. My videos will help you do that. So if you turn on the post notifications, you'll get some more value from me. If you do want to learn more from me, the Skillshare link in the description, I will go into so much more detail about this long-term dopamine detox. 6 months I've been doing it. It's truly changed my life. I'm telling you that those 24-hour ones, once every Sunday, are not good enough. If you want some genuine life-changing self-improvement, you have to do a long-term dopamine detox. I will walk you through the steps on the Skillshare class. Go and sign up. Finally, if you want to learn from me on a one-to-one basis, I do self-improvement coaching. It's pretty damn affordable, probably the most affordable coaching you've seen so far, because I don't really like to charge my students so much. We come onto a one-to-one video call every week, and it's powerful, man. You get to finally speak about self-improvement, because you don't really get to talk about this stuff to many people. We discuss so much stuff. We speak for like 1-2 hours, and I set you off with like a good plan. I teach you some important mentalities and concepts, and a lot of the things that I say will just make it click. And you'll find that the way that I explain things, the education that I give to you, is the big difference that actually finally gets you making progress. I go onto these calls with some guys, and for example, they'll talk to me about NoFap. I'll tell them about my NoFap strategy, and I see their face light up, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, why isn't anyone else told me that? That completely works. And now they actually feel somewhat successful in it for the first time ever. Instead of feeling so stressed and every 3 days relapsing, they're actually thanking me to hear like my concept, my mentality. And imagine that NoFap mentality, but I've got one for like every part of self-improvement. So you can do a one-to-one session with me, and it can be every week. And then we also get each other on WhatsApp, and we message, and I'll be messaging you all the time. Like, yo, did you do the workout? Did you meditate yet? Because I'll find you if you didn't, bro. And finally, there's one video I'm going to link right now. I think if you've liked this video, you'll really like that one. It's my brutally honest analysis of the modern times, of how we've become as people. You're going to think, oh my God, he is completely 100% perfectly describing everyone around me. And it's kind of sad to see the people we care about, the people we love, falling in victims to instant gratification. So maybe if you watch this video, you click on it right now, you'll have the knowledge to bring them out and maybe get them onto a dopamine detox. Take care. Woo! That was a good video, huh?